Alright, so as a fan of the movie Space Jam, how does it, in your opinion, manage to be such a great film?
Well, you know, Mr. Polifka, it is a great movie. It's entertaining, it's fun, it's just everything that you want in a good movie is right there, you know? Like as a kid growing up watching Michael Jordan fly, you know, I wanted to be like Michael Jordan. I wanted to be him. I wanted to jump high. I wanted to touch the net.
I see.
And now when I'm older and I got my Jordans and I'm living the dream, being a film major,
Yeah.
I still want to create a movie that will be like Space Jam and make kids be inspired to be like Mike.
I see. And how did it inspire you, like, character-wise and story-wise?
Character-wise, well, you know, the Looney Tunes, there's a lot of character development right there. You know what I'm saying? Looney Tunes are classic. Michael Jordan in the sports world is a classic. Two classic things combined. Story-wise, we all know how that goes, but I think it's all about the fun and enjoyment of the movie and the actual memories that you make during the movie.
I see. One final question. Just one final question.
Okay, yes.
Where does this rank in the probably hundreds of movies that you've seen? Like, where does it rank? How much did it inspire you?
Probably top 25.
Top 25.
I'm sorry?
Space Jam is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. I'm honestly baffled by the kind of reception it got. It has a huge cult following. There's a sequel coming out, produced by the guy who did Black Panther, and I just don't get it. Obviously, since I'm making this review, it's a bad movie. And that's not my overanalyzing adult brain talking. I didn't like this movie as a kid either.
What the hell's going on?
So what is it about this movie that failed for me both as a kid and as an adult? Well, I'm gonna find out. Why basketball? I'm not gonna get into the story. It's literally a giant commercial. Don't believe me?
Sleep around here? What's all the racket? What's up? I was only kidding. Gruesome, ain't it? Of course you know this means war. Air Jordan and Air Jordan.
What'd you expect? Elmer Fudd?
Nice shot.
Nice shot.
This floors them every time. Yoo-hoo! Nice shot. This could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
That's all, folks.
Well, that's my line.
Yeah, now you know how that happened. Honestly, the story is the least of the huge pile of problems that this movie has, but there is one thing that I just don't get. Why basketball? So in the movie, these aliens come to enslave the Looney Tunes and they challenge them to a game of basketball, trying to take advantage of how weak and small and pathetic they are. But it doesn't feel like Looney Tunes. It's kind of like having Gordon Ramsay in Stranger Things. It just doesn't fit.
Roll! Fucking roll!
When you think about it, it doesn't have to be basketball. It could literally be any athletic sport in the world. Baseball, hockey, football, boxing, ultimate frisbee. My point is that basketball is the last possible sport that the Looney Tunes would go with. But who cares? You gotta include Michael Jordan in there. So, speaking of, I'm gonna say it. Michael Jordan is a terrible movie star. Not terrible actor, terrible movie star. I knew going into this movie that Michael Jordan wasn't going to be Daniel Day-Lewis, but I thought he would at least be charismatic. Charisma is what makes a movie star a movie star. Even if a movie star isn't a great actor, he or she can still be charismatic, and people will love that about them. charisma can actually help a performance by giving the character a personality. Dwayne Johnson is a great example of a charismatic movie star. He's not a high-caliber actor, but he can still give competent and likable performances, all because of how charming and funny he is. Michael Jordan is not charismatic or interesting in any way in this movie. He is boring. He honestly looks bored himself half of the time. He can't even smile right without looking like he's going insane. Face it, he's basically just a body and a name to get people to go see the movie. When he's abducted by cartoon characters, the best he can give is,
What's going on here?
what's going on here? And the way he's written and the choices he makes in the movie don't even make sense. He agrees to help the cartoon characters who kidnapped him because, he's emotionally connected to Tweety Bird, I guess. And he makes a deal with Danny DeVito to basically give up his freedom for the cartoon characters who abducted him from his home. Oh god, I just realized how that sounds. He literally has no motivation to do this. We never saw him or the Looney Tunes bond in any meaningful way. He just has to do it because he's such a good guy, such a hero. Michael Jordan is a hero. He would do anything for his kidnappers. Speaking of, I have to say, I love the Looney Tunes. I think the original cartoons are comedy gold, and I think the characters are timeless. I love Bugs Bunny, I love Wile E. Coyote, I love Daffy Duck. They're all wonderful. They are terrible in this movie because they are barely given any likability whatsoever. They're loud, obnoxious, and they don't even have the right voice.
I think I'll perplex him with my slow ball.
You know, maybe there is no intelligent life out there in the universe after all.
That's the kind of stuff we want, kid. That's the old ginger boy.
Yeah, you're so smart. If I was a rabbit, what would you do?
Gee, it's getting so a guy can't even get himself wet around here.
Shoot it now! Shoot it now!
It is impressively bad that the people who made this movie didn't even care about getting the voices of the Looney Tunes right.
Because they're talking about slavery. They're gonna make us do stand-up comedy. The same jokes every night for all eternity.
It's just so distracting. Okay, let's see. Bill Murray's in it for some reason. This guy's in it to be fat and nothing else. And then, oh no. It's her. What can I honestly say that hasn't already been said about Lola Bunny? Oh, I can say that she's devoid of personality. Oh, and that she's just there to be something for boys to look at. And to add insult to injury, all these characters, literally stay the same. They don't change or develop in any literal way. They could be replaced with moving cardboard cutouts and the movie would be the same.
I'm the man. This is the man's championship. You'll never have it. Ugh! 1, 2, 3!
The comedy. Oh, God. I've just said that the original Looney Tunes cartoons are timeless comedy gold. I guess the people who made this thought timeless comedy gold translated to loud, obnoxious, and sometimes disgusting humor.
The exclusive property and trademark of Warner Brothers, Inc.
With violence that's too over the top for the Looney Tunes, believe it or not.
Did you order original recipe or extra crispy?
With references to movies that kids won't get. Did you guys really think that 5-year-old kids knew what Patton was? Or what Pulp Fiction was? Oh yeah, and lots of butts. Just shut up. So yeah, the comedy in this movie is horribly and dreadfully dated, and not clever in any way. In fact, I can think of only 2 legitimately funny bits in the entire movie. One is with Bill Murray.
You are my friend, right? You are my ally. You are my associate, my personal assistant. You are my weapon. You are leaving.
And one's with Muggsy Bogues.
At least you guys are still tall. I'm nothing now. Just another short guy.
Those two at least got a legitimate chuckle out of me, but neither are clever. My point is that when you're making a comedy featuring the Looney Tunes, you need to be smart and dedicated to honoring the style of humor the Looney Tunes had without pandering to the audience.
Boo.
I wet myself.
But you know what? I did laugh. I laughed throughout the whole thing. Not because of any good comedy. I laughed at how unintentionally hilarious and how bad this movie is made. Okay, that should lead us into... I'm not going to go into the CGI that much because it was the 90s and CGI was still developing at the time, so I'll give it a pass, but my god, is there some horrifying imagery in this movie. The cinematography in this movie is just stupid. There is such an over-reliance on close-ups. It's ugly. This style of filmmaking is on the same level of Battlefield Earth.
With endless options for renewal. With endless options for renewal. With endless options for renewal.
I have to look up the director. I think his name is Joe Pytka? Pytka? I think I have it. Alright. Space Jam director. Okay, this is Joe Pytka. Okay, I'm looking up his Wikipedia page. And we got... That's the guy who made Space Jam. Oh god. Oh wow. Oh my god. This guy, he was going... I can't even say that. He's just... This feels so artistic. Oh god. Okay, I gotta look up other photos of this guy. Okay. Alright, here's another image of him. In the... I gotta admit, I have never seen a picture of a director before that looked so broken down by the Hollywood system. This looks like a guy who regrets every decision he made for this movie. So the story is bad, the characters are horrible, the comedy is pandering, and the way this movie is made is just hilariously bad. But the main problem with this movie, above all of that, is that it has no soul. That's what keeps me from enjoying the movie ironically. It has no soul. To put it simply, this entire movie is just a thrown together, corporate, pandering, insulting, giant product, and the only reason I could see someone enjoying this is if they grew up with it. It is incredibly evident throughout the entire thing that no one did this because they genuinely cared about the artistic integrity of Space Jam. Oh my god, that sounds so stupid. They just wanted a quick paycheck. If you ask me, this is a lesson of how to not make a movie. Because when you make a movie that is basically designed to make money and nothing else, you end up hurting the integrity of film as an art form. But you know what? My opinion is my own, not yours. If you enjoyed this movie, I won't hold it against you. Just know that for the love of God, there are better movies out there.
But if I were to, let me explain. Yeah. If I were to watch it now, like with my knowledge now, never seeing it before, it wouldn't be top 25. But because of my memories as a kid watching it, and growing up as a basketball fan and a Michael Jordan fan, yeah, that's what really made the movie impactful for a top 25.
Okay.
Solid.
Okay. Now that that's over with, I'm gonna do something really special.